It's somewhat strange to think that we're in 2021 and there's a new live-action Mortal Kombat film, not only in cinemas, but actually kind of enjoyable to watch. I had the distinct pleasure of watching it early and giving it a review where I said, it's not a cinematic masterpiece, but God, it's fun. And beyond that, I got to sit down and talk to the lead producer and the director of the film, Mr. Bennet Walsh and Simon McQuoid. So, let's see what they had to say. And because I'm always looking for an excuse, I decided to dress up in my Mortal Kombat 1 Scorpion costume, forgetting that I had a bit of a quarantine spread. Oh well, I'll make sure that stays off camera.
Hi Ash, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you guys today?
Good. Where are you?
I am, well, as in I'm in my home, but I'm actually from Tasmania.
Oh, you are? So are you in Hobart?
No, I'm in Launceston, top end. But good to hear somebody actually knows where Tasmania is and what's in there.
I want to go down there. It's just everybody's going there because they can't travel outside of Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
Hang on one second. Let me just make sure people don't think I have the corona.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm corona safe in my outfit, but just I'm not. It's a digital interview. I felt I was safe. Sorry, I can't help but just mention, I was talking with some of my colleagues and they said, oh, Simon's Australian, isn't he? And I was like, yeah. And they said, how Australian? I thought it was a very strange question. Moments ago, I heard you say the word buffhead. So
he does like Vegemite.
Yeah. I am Australian. I was born in Perth. I spent many years living in the US and now I live in Australia. So I'm Australian, and I know how to use the word buffhead correctly.
Excellent. That is excellent. Well, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I have thoroughly enjoyed the film, and I'm incredibly blessed to be able to talk to you guys today. Straight out the gate, Mr. Bennet Walsh, Kill Bill. That is an incredible thing to have on your CV. That was something that I sort of...
Kill Bill gave me the building blocks for Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Kombat. The amount of violence and gore within all of the fights is very satisfying, and it hasn't been since Kill Bill for me.
Oh, good. I was going to say I thought there must be some DNA shared there because it's sort of in the same wheelhouse of the red splattering, as it were.
Yes.
And Simon, obviously coming from the background of advertising, that's got a lot of conflict in it as well, surely.
Well, yes, but not on screen. But no, the shooting commercials has been really helpful for me. It's a very collaborative way of working, and it's no different making films. So that part of it, it really wasn't a whole lot different, other than instead of shooting for 10 days or 12 days or 4 days, I'm shooting for 100 days. So, but the days felt pretty similar. I just got to enjoy it for a longer period of time. It was great.
I suppose the question I would have, just given your background in advertising, is that do you feel that you're very well suited to sort of telling a very visual story, but making use of sort of shorter time constraints? Do you feel that you can sort of say a lot of things in a very short period of time just because that was something that you were used to from the advertising sphere?
Not so much that. Because I'd always make my commercials longer than they needed to be. So always the problem. I wasn't very good at it there. But I think I have a very visual brain. I studied as a graphic designer. I really think in those terms visually. So that is always the thing that I'm thinking of. And I think in a sense of a sort of atmospherics and a feeling within a shot, and how we're going to get that feeling across. And I think shooting so many commercials allowed me to experiment and R&D with how to get the essence right in certain things. And I think that's been very helpful in making this film. The ability to know exactly how to get those ingredients you need.
But I'll say is I think you've been able to appreciate the shot building that these types of movies need.
Yeah.
We have 1,700 visual effects shots. It's probably 2,800 cuts in the film. And you have to craft every one because there's so many elements in it. You shoot, but then you have the visual effects, and then each one has to be crafted. It's just that's what these types of movies are, and I think you were suited for that.
Yeah, it's any less would have been very unsatisfying for me, and I think the kind of the way my brain works is probably what got us there to a point. It's not like I like things particularly cutty or anything. It's just the fights themselves have a certain kinetic energy that kind of required that. But it's I love that aspect of it. I think it adds an energy and velocity to the film.
That's incredible. Well, the other thing that I absolutely enjoyed from the film is the fact that every single actor, every single character just seemed to feel incredibly in love with what they were doing. Everybody put every bit of energy into it. But we have to take a moment to talk about Josh Lawson.
Who's that?
Is Kano in the film?
I thought it was Johnny Cage.
Yeah, that's right. Kano, that's right. He is in the film. It's hard, you sort of forget about him a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Put a shirt on, Magic Mike.
Yeah, just obviously a background character.
Well, he was a silent bit player, and then he kept complaining, so he said, okay, you can improv.
Good. I was wondering if it was improv. I have one final question. It's just very law dependent. I have to ask the question. At the very end of the film, there is a very heartfelt moment between Hanzo Asashi, Scorpion, and Louis Tan's character, Cole Young. Just, can you tell me, does Cole Young speak Japanese, or did he just think that the strange fire ninja said some things and vanished?
No, we felt that, it's interesting the way the languages worked in this film. We wanted to make sure that we weren't just faking it at any point. So it's not like when Hanzo went to Netherrealm, he spent his time learning different languages. So we, other than Get Over Here, he speaks everything else in Japanese. So that was just one we felt we had to leave, but because it was such a classic. But no, we just felt that Cole was, the body language said it to Cole, and I just loved anything Hiroyuki said in English or Japanese, but especially Japanese, was just wonderful to me. So that's why it's like that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm definitely looking forward to this premiering so I can finally tell my friends about it. And I hope that I can get a plethora of deleted scenes and outtakes when it eventually reaches physical media, because surely there's some other Josh Lawson Kano lines I've been missing.
We have a plethora of deleted scenes waiting to come out of the gate.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great news. Thank you so much for having me, guys. And
thank you.
Love the film. Thank you so much for getting over here.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah.
Cheers.
With that, thank you very much for tuning in to our Mortal Kombat coverage here on well-play.com.au. Huge thank you to everybody at the studio, including Bennet Walsh and Simon McQuoid, for taking the time to talk to me. Mortal Kombat is in cinemas now, so if you have any interest in elemental ninjas fighting each other over ancient prophecies, now's a good time to check it out, and for no other reason than to see Josh Lawson as Kano doing Australia proud.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.